Welcome to the very first episode of the Love Not Fear podcast. I'm very excited to have you here and I'm very excited to record this. My name is David Henzel and I'm here with my co host, Eduard Brink.
Exciting indeed, David. Our first one. I'm very curious where this will take us.
Yes, we want to give you a little backstory on Love Not Fear, what this is, what this means to us, and how this whole thing came about the website, the community, the podcast, and all the things that will grow from this. I'm a recovering introvert. I was used to be very introverted, so introverted that I was uncomfortable being on a conference call or running a meeting with my own team. And this was massively holding me back in life and in business. And I met back then, a customer who became a very close friend of mine, Sayed Baki. And we went to conferences together in America. And he was very often keynote speaking and networking and crushing it in this regard. And I saw how good this was for his business, and I saw how much fun he had, and I was like, man, I'm missing out. I really want this as well. So I looked into how can I become more extroverted and more comfortable with doing these things. And I did Toastmasters, which is public speaking classes twice a week. And I went to two networking events per week. And I talked to everybody and their mother. And it was very, very, very uncomfortable. And my shyness, it became better. But the real transformation was when my yoga teacher said, every decision in life you either make out of love or out of fear. These are the two basic emotions why you do anything that you do. And this was like absolutely mind blowing to me because this was something I always knew deep down inside. But now that she gave me this articulation, this framework, I've been using it in pretty much everything I'm doing in my life. For example, public speaking or recording a podcast. I always used to think like, being full of fear. Do they think what I'm saying is stupid? Do they think I have a weird German accent? Do they think I look weird? Whatever. And then I was always full of fear and I could not do these things. But when I'm in the mindset of love, like, hey, what I'm sharing here can help them in their life or in their business, it becomes very easy. Or with sales, I used to hate sales with a passion. Funny being an entrepreneur, hating sales, but I always felt like a used car salesman shoving something down somebody else's throat. And because I was selling out of fear. Hey, we have a startup, we have to sell or we die. I have to pay my mortgage, etc. But once I switched to the state of setting out of love, like, hey, what I have here can help this other person in their life or in their business. If this was the case, then I could even be pushy, say like, come on, buy this. It's going to help you so much. And this like really changed everything for me. And I could go on and on and on, and we'll explore these other examples, and how this works in business and relationships, etc., throughout the podcast. But just want to give you my origin story, why I became so obsessed with this concept, and I want to share it with others because it was so impactful in my life.
Well, first, let me compliment you on the way you wrapped this message. The logo and the words are just very catchy, and they intrigued me and many others around me to dive into this concept. So when I first spoke to you, well, my mind was racing because so many little tiny pieces started falling into place. And let me take you back to the end of 2018 when I asked a friend, a forum buddy of mine, in maybe an act out of desperation, maybe to run my company for a week. I literally gave him the keys of my company. I introduced in the company. I without introducing him, I said, "There's a guy coming in. He's an experienced entrepreneur, and he's going to look at the company and see what works and what doesn't, for me to recalibrate where I'm at." And a lot of things happened. This was, of course, very, very scary. Um, in hindsight, talking about this experiment with this friend, I found out that there was so much fear in the company, that there was so much ego within me, and that was causing a problem. First of all, he said, "You've got an amazing team, and if you scratch the surface, they are so passionate and so skilled in what they do. So there is a lot to love. But what you guys are doing is all based off losing, a fear of losing more turnover. Turnover was going down. we said goodbye to €1 million of revenue, stop selling business to consumer. And instead, by choosing to do that, instead of it creating a lot of space to focus on our key clients, it got us in a state of chaos.
Mm.
And then just a little after that, when COVID hit, there was another time that things are really really changing. So yeah, I took a lot of time to do some soul searching. I took a lot of time to reflect on what is really important in my life. And under the umbrella of love, not fear, I am very keen to explore this with you, David, but also with our tribe. I think there is a very large group of professionals, and maybe especially entrepreneurs, because we will use a lot of terminology. We will use a lot of business cases that will relate to entrepreneurs. So and we ask our tribe, please come up with topics. Please help us. Anything that has traction. Let's go.
Yes, and you can submit those either by going to lovenotfear.com and join the community. We have a free community there, or you can also reach out to us on social media and just like ping us with like, hey, I'd love you to talk about XYZ topic. And as you'll explore the podcast, we keep them very short and we talk about just like one topic. We give it the topic in the beginning and then we talk about this topic.
Yeah. And I would love us to leave sort of a message or something to work on. There's a famous saying within entrepreneurs organization that it is not it's a gym, not a spa. And I would like these podcasts to leave us something to reflect on, or to do a little soul searching, or to I don't know. It's just not something you consume and hey, let's go on to the next thing. I hope we can. We can trigger some genuine curiosity about what is out there and what tools to drop and which ones to put in your bag and could help you in life.
Yes,
We're no
that's
gurus. I'm not
yes,
anyway.
uh, and that's the idea. We want to take you on a journey, our journey, to figure out how can we the best versions of ourselves. How can we run our companies the best? How can we implement the love not fear ethos into our companies, that everybody in the business is acting out of love, coming to work out of love, because they want to serve our customers. Because I think the majority of people just do things out of pain avoidance. They go to work so they can pay for their rent, versus going to work to crush it, have an impact, to serve people.
Yeah.
And this is part of Love and Fear. What we're working on a business operating system. We already have under managing happiness, a life
Yeah.
organization system where you figure out your mission, vision, and values, and your goals and your habits. And we also bring this under the Love Not Fear umbrella. So if you're interested in this, please also reach out to us. It has been very impactful in my life to figure out what do I really want out of life, and then use the tools to actually get it.
If you're really new to the topic, I might suggest to take a look at the blog on Love Not Fear. There's a lot of books posted out there, and we will add more and more books to that. And in the podcast, we will take a personal view on the wisdom and knowledge in those books. So stand on the shoulders of great minds and see what is out there that you can use in your daily life that will start to make sense more and more.
Allow you to
Okay?
live out of love and not fear.
Right.
So to wrap it up, please join the community, lovenotfear.com. Follow us on social media and give us topics, engage with us, and let's go on this journey together.
Cool. Really excited.
See
Cool.
you in the next episode.
Bye.